and I can tell when some shit's about to go down way before it's going down. My spider sense is way better than Peter Parker's ever will be, alright?
Yeah. He opened the door and I have it latched, and he said, "Come to the door." And I said, "What do you want?" And he said, "There's an emergency regarding your car."
Who it happens to don't feel the need to call the goddamn cops. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Discussion with Dawson. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I honestly don't understand Caucasian people, white people, people who don't have color. I'm confused by their brazenness, their audacity, and their self-comfortability. Because honestly, I wonder how they get put in certain situations and they don't think to be like, let me call the cops. For instance, I watch a lot of scary movies, anything in that genre, right? And after watching so many, my immediate thought is, why didn't you call the cops? I'm so generally confused why the cops aren't called. Like, for instance, paranormal activities. There's a whole bunch of shit going on and it's documented. It's documented and nobody calls the cops. I'm generally confused why the cops are never called and why they never show up. So there's like paranormal activities. There's the hauntings. There's Amityville horror. Poltergeist. It goes on and on. And you know, I get that in TV shows, right? I get that in movies and TV shows and things like that. But when it's real life, it baffles my brain that for some odd reason, white people do not call the cops. And I can't understand it, right? Now, black people, by default, we usually call the cops when shit gets real if we don't have anything to protect ourselves. And even when we do have something to protect ourselves, it's a trap. We still call the cops because this can be a problem for us real quickly. So I was watching this video on TikTok, and I'll get to the video at the end of the episode. I was watching this video on TikTok, and a girl was staying at the hotel, and she had the latch on the door. In her room, she had the latch on the door. And somebody tried to gain access to the room. They used the key card, and they walked in, but the door stopped them. Here's where it gets crazy, right? She's on FaceTime with her friends, and the door tries to open, and it doesn't open. She jumps out of bed. She runs to the door. "Hello, excuse me." And the guy's like, "Oh, I work here. We're trying to, talk to you about the situation downstairs." And he's at the door for like 4 or 5 minutes, right? She calls downstairs. A woman picks up the phone. She's like, there shouldn't be nobody at the door. She asked the worker on the phone, "Can you call for security?" They go, okay. The worker never stays on the phone. Her friends never call the cops. The worker never calls the cops. Through the course of this video on TikTok, I think it's like 7 minutes, which is crazy to me. And I watched the whole thing. The video was like on TikTok is 7 minutes. She claims it's 18 minutes. So what I'm trying to figure out is why the cops weren't called, right? That right there should have been immediate, I'm calling the cops. The next part is crazy because when she goes to call back a little while later, the dude who was at her door is on the phone. He's like, "Oh, there's a situation. Somebody dropped off a car. It's smoking, and we trying to reach the person." And she repeatedly tells this man, "I do not own a car." And he's like, "Well, come downstairs so we can sort it out." And she's like, "I don't own a car." He's like, "Yeah, but come down here so we can talk to you because I don't want to talk to you over the phone." She's like, "I don't own a car and you're creeping me out." And he's trying to say something else. And she's like, "I feel like you tried to sex traffic me." All of this conversation is going on while she is on FaceTime with her friends on her laptop. Again, nobody called the cops. Security never shows up. Now, mind you, this is already like, I want to say 8 minutes into the video, right? I only have 7 minutes of the video because that's all that TikTok allows me to show. And I can't show you her face, and I don't want to show you her face because she didn't really want any of this to be shown, or she doesn't want the whole thing broadcast all over. She doesn't want the attention, right? But now, she's out there for a job, or her job, and I don't know what her job is. She doesn't specify, but she ends up talking to somebody from the job, and they send her an escort. The escort shows up, right? And the escort says, "This is freaking me out. I feel like I should call the cops."
Don't be stupid.
She tells the escort, I don't want to cause the hotel any more trouble. I don't want you to call the cops. He comes upstairs, she packs her shit, they book her a new hotel, and when she gets downstairs, she sees an employee, and the employee's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know anything about this. This is a reason to call the cops. This is a reason to call, 911. This is a reason for you to cover your ass. Because if something happens to you, there needs to be some sort of trail that leads to you, right? Now, I followed this story for a little while. Me and my girl was very interested in it. She did her CIA thing, which she's really good at. And that's basically the video. Nowhere in the video, mind you, it's like a solid 6 minutes of her talking to dude through the door and then on the phone. I don't get why the cops weren't called. You need better friends, in fact, because I'm confused about how your friends are on FaceTime with you on a laptop and nobody called the cops. Nobody texted the cops. Nobody sent the cops an email. No smoke signals, nothing, right? She waited 2 weeks later. Now, I don't know how accurate this part of the story is, but she claims she made a police report. The hotel is claiming the police report doesn't exist, right? And this is where shit gets funky. And this is why I say, call 911. 911 records all conversations. That is your digital footprint right there. You call them and you tell them exactly what's wrong. And you're on FaceTime with your friend. You have them record this call. So just in case there's a mole or somebody in the police department or somebody in the 911 department that is corrupt, which I highly doubt, there's proof of that. And this can lead to some good outcome of this, right? I honestly am so baffled how she felt comfortable with I feel like you're trying to sex traffic me, and yet you didn't call the cops. You see the imminent danger and you don't do anything to prevent your imminent demise. Ladies, cover your ass. I want you to know I am fully 100% with you. The world is out to get you. Be very careful. There's a whole lot of information on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, where you should watch your back. There was another video on TikTok, I didn't save it, unfortunately, where this girl goes into Walmart or Dwayne Reed or CVS, and she walks in, and there's nobody in the parking lot, right? She gets what she needs to do, she comes back outside, and there's a van parked right next to her, right? And she stops, of course she's a black woman, she stops, she goes, all these spots here, and he parks right next to me. And the side door is literally up against my door. Wild crazy, right? So she goes back in. She gets a worker, and the worker escorts her out. And as the worker escorts her out and she gets to her car door, homeboy backs out. Nobody ever left the vehicle. The driver's been in the vehicle since she got in the car. You can see him in the vehicle backing up. Nothing. No words were exchanged. This is what I like to see. Where is your fucking spidey sense when it comes to danger? This is what I like to see. This is what I need to know. You can save yourself. You can prevent anything from happening to you if you just open your mouth. Now, that was a great video. But returning back to the previous video, the shit that irks my nerve is when she posted the video, she had mentioned that she was there for a week. And this was the first night. So they canceled everything. She ended up at a new hotel and she was safe. Or she felt safer. Nothing happened to her because she ended up uploading this video a while later. During what we're calling, she turned this into like worst hotels I stayed at thing. That's the only reason she shared this story, was because it was part of the worst hotels or worst places I've ever visited series on her TikTok. After she shared that, then she said, I decided to share it because, what was it? I wanted to keep women from being in the same situation, right? You failed. You failed horribly. In the beginning, she didn't want to mention the hotel, and then she ended up mentioning the hotel. I'm not gonna say it because they might kind of come after me, and I don't make enough money as it is. But stay away from sketchy ass hotels. If you go to a hotel, ladies, don't get the corner room. You get the room that is like in the middle, next to people. And you know what? You need to know how to make as much noise as possible. I'm pretty sure a lot of black women make as much noise as possible. But yo, if you're somewhere by yourself, be sure that you're in a position where you're not isolated at all. Now, she shared the video, and what what caught my attention was the comments, right? People in the comments was like, oh, I stayed at the hotel and it happened to me too. It was weird and blah, blah, blah. But one specific comment caught me off guard. This woman said she stayed there for 5 nights. And 3 of the 5 nights this had happened when somebody tried to gain access to her room. Excuse me, what? Why did this go on for that long? I'm trying to figure out where you felt comfortable enough after the first time it happened. Just continue staying there. You call your credit card company. You call your whichever way you're paying for this. You call them immediately and dispute that immediately. This was about to happen. I didn't feel safe. I don't want them to get their money. Somebody needs to look into this and raise hell. You raise all the hell you can muster in your body. You call a friend of yours who is good at raising hell. You call a lawyer. You call the police. You raise hell. You make a bunch of noise about this because this can save other people's lives, as well as it can draw attention to save many more lives. Not only your own, but many people. Somebody you know possibly, somebody you don't know, somebody you're affiliated with. Who knows? Some innocent person can be saved by this. The fact that I am so baffled how you enjoyed this, because I would have immediately started fighting. I would have went to the door with the lamp and just smashed homeboy in the face with it. And when the cops came, hey, what happened? He tried to gain access to my room. He was shaking the door, and I smashed him in the face because he shouldn't have access to my room. I'm the only person who has access to this room. I have no guest on this registration or this reservation. Why is somebody here? Again, it still baffles me. Also, while I have your attention, ladies, fellas, whoever, please be very aware of your environment. All right, I want to save anybody's life I can save. I want to save. If you go to your door and there's tissue in your door, please do not touch the tissue. If there's cash on your windshield, please do not touch the cash. It can be laced with something and it can cause numbness and you would have to stop, and that's how they get you. This is how sex trafficking is happening. Also, if there's a zip tie on your door handle, specifically the passenger side, because if you are the owner of the vehicle, you tend to not pay attention to anything on the passenger side unless it's crazy brazen, right? The zip tie is to basically let others know, hey, this is a vulnerable person, you can kidnap them. It's mostly women that they're going after, but there's probably young folks and people who can't defend themselves as well. All right? What else? Air tags. One night I was driving to work and I got the notification that an air tag was following me that's not registered to my device. Okay, caught my attention. I didn't pay no attention because I didn't know about this thing that was going around when it was going around. I was oblivious to it because I wasn't on social media because of family issues, right? I get to work. Now I work at the airport. I work in a heavily policed environment, right? Didn't think anything of it. I told one of my coworkers, they were like, wow, sounds like somebody was following you, right? It didn't dawn on me that I want to say a few days prior, my girl had went to my car and got something out of the car. So possibly somebody seen this and thought, hey, she's somebody who's alone. And they didn't pay enough attention to see that when we came out, it was me, my girl, and my son. Now, my girl is crazy. Shout out to my girl. My son is a certified psychopath. I love my son. He has both of our genes in him. And he loses his shit really quickly. And then there's me. I've been holding back bullying and trauma and a whole bunch of other shit since, I don't know, 2004. I have a lot of shit bottled up. You don't want to deal with me. At my job, we crack a joke where people be like, oh, Dawson, we're going to jump you. And I'm like, you guys don't get paid enough to deal with me. I promise you it's not going to go how you think. Do whatever you feel like it. But it's not going how you think. I'll even give you the first shot. People get rowdy with me. Don't think this is going to go how you think it's going to go. But it's just fucking crazy that people feel this comfortable to do these things, and people who it happens to don't feel the need to call the goddamn cops. It's baffling, actually. What else? I'm trying to think of other things. Oh, I never found the AirTag. Although I have a suspicion of where it was. but I have no proof of it, so it is what it is. Nobody follows me. Nobody wants to start no trouble with me. Only I drive my car, so there's that. Just be aware of your surroundings. Keep an eye on license plates. I'm big on looking at license plates and making up. I forgot what it's called, but I end up looking at the license plate and making an association with every item on the license plate. So it'd be like 15 girls can't eat pizza, or one asshole per household, something like that. Just find some way to word associate with the license plate. Protect yourself. Anybody who I train at work, the immediate thing I teach everybody I train and come across: cover your ass, because if shit hits the ceiling, you need your ass covered. All right. But yeah, that's the gist of this video. I wanted to get out here and tell you guys, one, about this video that I'm about to show you, and two, how to cover your ass, because there's a lot of shit going on right now. And once again, if you have encountered any of these things on your car or something fishy, call the cops. And make sure it's a cop. Stay on the phone with 911 until the cops get there, so they can verify, hey, this is the cop that's supposed to be there. Watch yourselves, watch each other. You know, it's crazy out here in the world. If you see anything crazy, watch your back. I can't get over that enough, because I've been in numerous situations where shit could have happened, and thankfully my eyes are always open. I'm from Brooklyn, and I can tell when some shit's about to go down way before it's going down. My spider sense is way better than Peter Parker's ever will be, all right? It's just wild crazy. Keep your ears open. Keep your eyes open. Just keep an eye on yourself and your surroundings. Ladies, also, if you have kids, for the life of me, teach your kid how to get in the car while you're looking around. If you have an infant, have one of those car seats where you carry the car seat and you just put it in the car and it latches. I can't stress enough things. I'll probably make this a whole video somewhere down the line when I'm probably always gonna be busy, but when I'm less busy than I am. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to do better, be better, and stay better. Also, watch your back. Peace.
Yeah, he just opened my door. You guys. Yeah. He opened the door and I have it latched, and he said, come to the door. And I said, what do you want? And he said, there's an emergency regarding your car.
Are you calling the front desk?
Yeah, they said, and I was like, why is there someone opening my door? And the front desk person said there shouldn't be, and they're sending security right now.
Holy shit, Taylor. Is he still knocking? Yeah.
Yeah, and now the front desk isn't answering. I'm calling him right now, they're not answering. I don't want to leave the room. Like, he's like, could be waiting. Hello? Hi, can you tell me when someone was at my door entering my room? I don't know why you are saying that I don't have a car. I think I would know if I have a car.
Isn't there a gentleman with you as well?
No. That's why it's very concerning you entered my room. I'm a single woman by herself in a hotel.
Would you mind just stopping by the front, please?
I feel extremely uncomfortable. I feel unsafe, and I'm very confused why you came into my room.
I need to speak. I believe that the car is attached to your room. Would you mind coming down to the front for me?
I do not live in LA. I do not own a car. And I definitely didn't bring a car to LA because I don't own a car.
Either way, would you mind just swinging by the front for me?
Why would I do that?
Because right now I have an emergency with the vehicle, and I need to be sure that it's not attached to your room if you're not the person who has the vehicle.
I do not have a car. Why would I go downstairs to confirm that I don't have a car?
Because the only other thing I can think to do is to come up and speak to you directly, which is what I just tried to do.
What is speaking to me going to do? No matter what you say to me, I still don't own a car.
When you do get a chance, whether it's to come down for breakfast or anything, if you could just swing by the front, I would greatly appreciate that.
You're gonna need to tell me in words what you want from me, because right now it just feels like you're trying to sex traffic me, and I'm extremely uncomfortable and do not feel safe in this hotel.
No, I do apologize for that. I was trying to speak to you, which is exactly why I was knocking at the door to speak to you. I do apologize for the opening of the door. What I'm saying is that we had a car dropped off. Right now we have an issue with that vehicle, and I'm trying to get in touch with those individuals who I believe were in this room.
What does me going downstairs do? I am not the individuals.
I gotcha. And for that, like I said, I don't need you to come downstairs, but whenever you do come downstairs at any point and you swing by the front, I would appreciate if you stop by the front desk so we can talk about this in person.
For what reason? Why would I need to talk to you?
I would just want to apologize in person.
That's not necessary. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be in this hotel.
I did not mean to make you feel that way, which is why I was knocking on the door as many times as I was in order to be able to speak to somebody. But right now I do have an emergency with the vehicle, and I'm just trying to get it sorted.
Can you tell me what the emergency is?
If it's not your car, then I don't think you need to worry about it.
Oh, what a change of tune.
Well, no, I've been trying to express it, but it seemed that was bothering you, and I wasn't attempting to bother you anymore.
If there's an emergency, why don't you involve the police?
I am. Actually, I was about to call the police to go directly to your room because of the fact of the emergency, but I don't want to send them up there now. Obviously, it's not your car, and that would be another disturbance for you. I actually literally came downstairs to call the police to send them to your room immediately.
I guess send the police, because I feel pretty unsafe. Will you be sending them?
Well, the thing is, if it's not your car, I don't need to send the police to your room, but I will be calling the police shortly.
Well, I no longer feel safe in this room, and I want to leave this hotel.
I apologize for that. When you swing by the front, I will completely refund your night. I was under the impression that this room was attached to this car, but clearly it's not. So, yeah, it's smoking downstairs in the garage. I don't know what's going on with it. I need it to be moved immediately, but we can't move it. So I need to get those people down here as soon as possible because it's causing a larger issue.